Hello, and this is week two in the series of videos explaining a bit about ADHD in focus for coaches, so you can understand what's happening in each week. So week two is about ADHD in the brain. So we cover in, I would say, in light detail, some information around the brain and how ADHD brains are wired differently. We also talk about the impact of late diagnosed or untreated ADHD. We talk about that because it could well be what your client is bringing to you. And it might be that in the workplace they have struggled with something or found something challenging. And so we look at what the impact of late diagnosis and untreated ADHD is and can be. And we also share our journal findings from the previous week, where we've been given a question and we start to think about how our knowledge of ADHD is changing, maybe our practice in coaching, and maybe not, but we explore it together. And then we look at certain terms that may be prevalent but aren't part of the diagnostic criteria. So we look at the term working memory, we talk about hyperfocus, we talk about alexithymia, object invisibility, and masking. And they're just a few of things that can be seen as symptoms and traits, but we explain what those things mean, and then we have a discussion around how that might change your way of working when you're working with somebody with ADHD. But you need to understand what those terms mean a bit more to be able to think about how you might approach your coaching. And I keep saying, and you may or you may not, because everybody handles this differently, but it's a conversation that it's good to hear what other coaches are thinking about that. And we only have 10 to 12 people on the course, so we go into breakouts to discuss in a smaller way, and then we'll come back and discuss it as a group as well. So you get lots of insight about what other people are thinking and how that's changing maybe how they think about certain things. I know it did for me, which is why I created the course. So that's week two shared with you. If you want to come to a live Q&A and talk about it, then great. If you would like to have an individual conversation with me, also happy to do that, or just a conversation by text, email, whatever works for you. I am definitely trying to make this approachable for everybody, and whatever method works for you, then really happy to do that with you. Okay, so that's week two. I'll be doing week three shortly.